Greetings, everybody. This is Serpentine451 here, and welcome to a very early but very anticipated Weeb Warriors episode since it's the 20th episode special. And both me and my co-host with me have actually seen this. We're going to be talking about the My Hero Academia movie, My Hero Academia 2 Heroes.
And we actually, what do you know? There are two heroes here. Fear not, everyone. Fear not, everyone, for I am here once again after a long hiatus from this show. I have returned.
This much is true. For the longest time, it's just been Jordan and myself, and finally welcoming back to our stage, our glorious Mr. J, aka Jay. How are you doing, Jay?
I am great. I am excited. I always love to talk about My Hero Academia, and this movie was great, so I can't wait to talk about it. It's not perfect by any way, shape, or form, but I really enjoyed it, so I can't wait to talk about it.
To be honest, I have ways to agree and disagree with you with that statement you just said. I think it's perfect for this series. That's my honest
opinion. Yeah, it's perfect for the series. I'm just talking about in general as a movie.
As a film, it's actually above par than out of the films I've seen before. It's a good superhero film.
Oh yeah, it's a good superhero film. It's a good shonen film. Because a lot of shonen anime films are just kind of but this one is actually pretty decent. And they even have a lot of the Horikoshi flavor to it.
Oh yeah.
A lot of Horikoshi flavor.
Run off from this video when I say this, because I have a buddy of mine that might hang me for this shit. There are a few DBZ movies that I find extremely dull.
There are a few DBZ movies that are very dull, and there's all the Broly movies except for the first Broly movie are ass.
This is true. These are the actual factuals. So, you just heard our general opinions on the film, non-spoiler shit. But from this point forward, we are not going to sugarcoat shit. This is spoiler territory.
We are Detroit smashing our way into spoiler town.
Yeah, we're going to double Detroit smash the shit out of spoiler.
I was waiting for you to do that. That was the setup, and you got it. Yeah, high five for the internet.
All right. But essentially, what is this movie about? So, since you were the one who first saw this film, I was the one who saw it second. Why don't you take the synopsis of this?
Okay. So essentially, if you guys follow the My Hero Academia anime and have been keeping up week to week, there was a filler episode for Love Day in Japan, and in the Love Day filler episode, All Might received an email from his ex-partner David Shield. His partner while he was in America, and he received an email from his partner's daughter Melissa inviting All Might to come to their island and bring a guest to visit to see her dad and to see her dad again and catch up and stuff. Now that was the setup for this particular movie. So actually, unlike the DBZ movies, this movie does not contradict anything in the series so far, and could technically, if you really wanted to, nobody can really argue with you if you want to consider this movie canon.
Which I honestly think it is canon. So
yeah, it makes perfect sense. And to give you guys an idea of the time frame, this takes place after the end of semester test, but before the summer training camp arc. So it is during summer break, but before the summer training camp. Which there are several weeks between summer break and the summer training camp, because the summer training camp begins at the end of during the last month of the summer. So it takes place during that time frame. So All Might decides to take his apprentice Deku with him to Island, which is basically just Scientist Island, which is where the island of the world's top research scientists create hero support technology, and they're holding an expo where they get to demonstrate all the different hero support. And like I said, All Might's ex-partner, David the Shield. It's so weird, and it's weird hearing. I mean, the movie was in dub, but
Oh, I saw it dubbed actually.
Yeah, the movie was dubbed. I watched the movie dubbed also. I love actually this is I don't know where else to put it here, but I just want to say I usually watch the anime subbed, so it was fun, and I like the dub too. I watch the dub occasionally for certain episodes, so I can hear a comparison. So I like the dub, but it's weird hearing All Might say American names, like in both Japanese and English. Like when you just hear Chris Tappas say, "Hey Dave," like
Oh yeah,
it's weird. Like, "Hey Dave," like what? Okay, Dave, regular ass Dave. But anyway, so moving along. So All Might takes Deku to the island with him, and for inexplicable reasons, all of the fan favorite characters from Class 1A are also at the island. So I want to kind of transition into talking about that, because this is one of my only problems with this movie, is that in the beginning, as funny as it is to hear the different reasons that make sense in character for why each character is here, that takes too long. I feel like
I agree with you there. Well, if we just had a film with like Ida, Yaoyorozu, Todoroki, Bakugo.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like you should have just cut down this cast to Izuku, All Might, the Shields, Todoroki, Bakugo, Ochako, and Kirishima. That's who I would have picked. As much as I love Yaoyorozu, you don't need Yaoyorozu here because Yaoyorozu didn't do anything. But
no, wrong, dude. She made that fucking cannon.
Okay, she made a cannon, and she gave Jiro a really pretty dress that made Jiro look really pretty, even with her jacket, which is still so freaking Jiro.
Yeah, this is why she's one of my favorite classmates.
What did I say when you first started reviewing My Hero Academia? Yaoyorozu is best girl. I don't care about the people who say Suyu. I don't care about the people who say Ochako. Yaoyorozu is best girl, not because of titties, but because she's
the sweetest person you can.
She's super sweet, and she subverts the Hime archetype and I love it so much.
And plus, she's so oblivious to the world. It's just
that's what I love. That's why Yaoyorozu is always going to be best girl to me. Like, Momo is great.
But think of it like this, Shay. We wouldn't have great comedy moments like Kaminari and Mineta doing stupid shit.
Okay, yeah, that duo is always hilarious, even though, like, they're just so damn funny.
Yeah,
like,
okay. For all purposes, Mineta's whole motivation, like during the like climaxes of the movie, where they're trying to like get up towards the tower.
I'm gonna impress the ladies, and I'm gonna be a badass and get the bitches. That's all he had in his mind. I'm gonna be a badass, get the bitches. Yep. Just be a badass, get the bitches. Be a bad. He just chanting it to himself as he's climbing with his great balls. Oh, and no. I love. That reminds me about. I mean, this is I didn't get to. I wasn't there with you guys when you got to review the episode, but that reminds me of the funniest joke that just made me pause my Crunchyroll and just laugh was the episode with the big three when
which was a great manga.
When Najire was like, when Najire asked Mineta, she goes Mineta-kun. So what those balls are your hair? What do you do when you get a haircut? And it cuts to Mineta, and he's frozen, and he's smiling, thinking she likes she's interested in my balls, and I'm just like, she's interested in my balls. I started laughing so hard.
Yeah. When Jordan and I talked about that was fucking hilarious.
I was laughing so hard. She's interested in my balls.
But
anyway,
for all intents and purposes, you should get back to the synopsis.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, so now everyone's on the island, and then surprise, because Class 1A is here. Of course, a group of villains has to attack. The villains hold the island hostage and are forcing David Shield to basically get information and steal a piece of tech from the iExpo vault. But plot twist, turns out David Shield is the one who's trying to steal the tech, and he hired the villains because he thought they were actors. But double plot twist, the villains aren't actors, they're actual villains. Triple plot twist, All for One was behind all of this.
Yeah, just to fuck with All Might.
Yep. So, yeah, there's 3 plot twists. And also, quadruple plot twist. It turns out the reason that David is stealing this is to boost All Might's power so that he can maintain his status as symbol of peace. Because, you know, David's stuck in the past and he's not looking towards the future. Which, again, it's perfect for the series because it matches perfectly with the theme of looking towards the future that the series always tries to, like, project. Which I think is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, you know, giant Magneto villain who gets to just fuck with things.
True. These are the actual factuals. But do we ever find out what that guy's name is?
No, he just is like a villain. He's just villain with mask and metal manipulation.
His name in the credits?
I don't think that was his name in the credits, but like I think his name in the credits was just head villain.
That is the lamest shit imaginable.
I mean, he is pretty lame, but he led to a cool fight.
Yeah, but
I mean,
like the thing is, since this was like the villain, so to speak, of the movie, whereas David Shields was kind of a quasi-antagonistic figure.
Yep.
But that's the thing. I really like that it has that Horikoshi flair where it's not the initial.
Yeah, it wasn't just David being evil for the sake of being evil. It was David doing a bad thing for the right reason. And David even said, "I'll go to jail just as long as I can give this to All Might."
Yeah, and it was very touching to actually see his daughter, Melissa, actually go through this emotional turmoil where her father did something horrible. And
also, to backtrack, let's talk about the beginning of this movie with the young All Might section. Oh my god, Golden Age All Might is fucking badass.
Yeah,
it's Bronze Age.
High school to college age All Might fucking had eyes.
Yeah, he had eyes. Bronze Age All Might had eyes, and he was badass.
Yeah, he took out a fucking villain duo with a California smash. Like,
yep.
Sure.
And also, just side note, just get back to the present day real quick. This was just a little fun Easter egg. Is the fact that there is a hero in Japan whose quirk is just Godzilla, and his name is Godzilla, is awesome. I want to see him in the manga.
Fucking yes. Yeah, they had to ship his ass from Japan to do that, and he only did this.
Yep.
Did nothing.
He was just like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's just like, "How's it going? Peace."
It's like, yeah.
I'm Godzilla. Like, come on, man. I want more Godzilla. Somebody give me more Godzilla. Like, I want to know about that guy.
Yeah,
He's cool.
Yeah, I want to know what his quirk is, other than like looking like Godzilla.
He's the only person that can physically bang Mount Lady in her giant form.
Yes.
Like, but I feel like that's a good purpose in life.
That is like the best purpose in life. But that's going to be impossible because she's, dating Kamui Woods and whatnot.
Yeah, yep. Hey, you never know. Anyways, moving on.
We get sidetracked by nonsense. That's what happens on Weeb Warriors, especially since this is part 1 of the 20th episode special.
But yeah, so that's a synopsis. But yeah, like you were saying, Melissa Shields and her emotional turmoil. That's such a good kind of like it's very heartbreaking to watch. It's a very good scene.
Yeah, this is the type of movie that almost made me like cry tears of not only joy, but like pure sadness.
I'm not gonna lie though. I was really hoping that David didn't take that shot. Like David didn't dive in front of the bullet, and Sam just got shot in the head. I was like, because if Sam got shot in the head, I would have been like, "Yo, this is why guns are so OP in My Hero Academia."
Yeah, I mean, like, fuck. I mean, Sam deserved what he got, though.
Oh yeah, Sam should have died. I'm like he's a dickhead. He should have definitely died. Because
Yeah.
like
And
in my opinion, it would have been way more effective if Sam got shot in the head because it's like, okay, piece of shit character is dead now, but holy shit, this villain ain't fucking around. He didn't even hesitate to just shoot that guy in the
no,
head.
I think they're saving like major death for season 4. Like I know it will happen.
Well, season 4 is gonna just fuck you up emotionally. With the
It's
arc
gonna
that's
be
coming
one
up.
emotional roller coaster, but back to the
But
movie.
yeah.
And
But yeah, I still feel
like,
I still feel like Sam I feel like it would have had more impact if Sam had gotten shot in the head and like David be like, "Fuck, I caused this. I need to redeem myself." And then that's when he's like, "All right, I'm going to be the hero that I was before," type of thing. But, it's still effective. I just think it would have been more effective if
yeah,
Sam had
true,
died.
but to get rid of a shit character who was doing shady shit. But and also the villains weren't like you said, Jay, the head villain, Magneto Light, as we'll refer to him,
Yep. Mm.
may have done some impressive shit with his quirk on top of like the alterations with the device. That was
Yep.
impressive.
Yeah,
But
that was awesome. The CGI for that in that fight, like that's when it really looked like a movie because
Studio did amazing work.
that's another small complaint I have about this. That's just a nitpick and not really like a problem I have. Is that this looks more like the show than like a movie? Because you know how like when you make an anime movie, anime movies look different from their shows.
You
Yeah,
can tell by like the production, even though it's by studios who consistently make anime all the time, but there's like a distinct difference. Like you could tell the difference between like A Silent Voice, which is a great anime film, compared to like Two Heroes. There's something that's distinctly different, and I think it's from the art styles.
yeah. I think they should. I think they should. I think they should have like just given it to instead of just like Bones has the capability of making like movies that look different from their anime because they've done Full Metal Alchemist movies that look a lot more like movies than they do like the TV show. This one, up until the climactic fight felt very cinematic and looked like a movie. But for the most part, it kind of just felt like I was watching an episode of the show on the big screen, which is still cool. But like, you know what I'm saying? When you're going in to watch a movie, you expect a higher production value.
Yeah, movie quality, but in a way, wouldn't you want to have like My Hero any different though?
Well, yeah, no, that's why I said it was just a nitpick and not a problem. I didn't have a problem with it.
Right,
It was just kind of a thing I noticed. That I was just like,
and to speak on like another aspect of this film, this soundtrack was fire.
I love the soundtrack. They use "I Say Run," and "I Say Run" is the best song on the My Hero, or is it "You Say Run"? Whatever the "Say Run" song is called.
Yeah,
that song. Whenever that song is featured, it's like super hyped.
Yeah, and then you have like the ED from like the second ED from season 3 as the ED for the movie.
And the updated All Might theme that played during the Young All Might
oh yeah, that shit was glorious.
Awesome. Like I love that All Might's theme is unapologetically just a like not an exact copy of the John Williams Superman, but it's very, very similar and it just puts a smile on your face. It's just awesome.
Yeah. That's the whole thing about All Might. He's a hero that smiles.
Also, just a side note, because shipping is a big part of My Hero Academia. I have to talk about this.
I was going to mention something like this not too long ago, but I wanted to put it off. But let's mention it now, just to get it out.
I have to talk about it. But I have to talk. I don't personally ship this ship. I totally see why people do. I don't ship this ship, but this movie definitely reinforced this ship 120%, and I'm talking about Bakushima because Kirishima Because Kirishima definitely acted like a boyfriend in this episode. Because Bakugo, all right, I'm gonna give you the scenario with a male and a female, right? Because I'm sure guys can relate to this if they have a girlfriend, they've been through this situation. When a guy's just at home and it's just like, I don't really want to do anything, and then your girlfriend's like, come on, we don't really go out hang out with our friends anymore. We should go somewhere. And then it's like, but oh, I don't have any clothes, and then it's just like, well, here, I got you some. So that's what So that's the situation of the male and female. Here's the situation with Kirishima and Bakugo. It's like, well, the party's coming up. We should go, man. And it's like, I didn't. Why the fuck would I want to go? Besides, I don't have any stupid clothes. It's okay. I brought you some. Like, Kirishima is a great friend, but honest, like, legit. If Kirishima was a girl, he and Bakugo would be together, like, right now.
Yeah, these would be the facts. The actual factuals.
Like,
here's another thing.
I understand why people ship them. I don't personally ship it. I think they're the best bromance in the
they're like best friends, and it's just one part of the best friend pair trying to like break the shell of the other. I mean, because in my opinion, and I just want to talk about Bakugo real quick. Because, Jeff from Mother's Basement also brought this up. And I've said this multiple times, that Bakugo is essentially just Naruto. Yeah, and I actually saw that video you're referring to, Jay, and I can completely see that. Because Bakugo, essentially as a character, has a lot of the qualities that makes Naruto the character that he is. But in a setting like this, it kind of makes characters like Naruto into assholes.
Because in real life, if you ran into Naruto, wouldn't you think he was an asshole?
Well, I would think he'd be a dumb cunt, which he is. So.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm saying, like, and Bakugo's so complex. That's what I love about Horikoshi's writing. He makes you think that this guy's he's just your Flash Thompson to Deku's Peter Parker. Nah, this dude's a lot more deep than that.
Yeah, and plus the season 3, like the tail end of season 3, the second fight between him and Midoriya.
Deku, yeah, I love the Deku Bakugo fight.
They put their feelings on the floor and just talked it out with their fists. It's
I was manly as fuck. I loved it.
The whole thing with Bakugo in this whole situation, this is before he got his more primary character development, which perfect sense. So with him and Kirishima, there's like more interactions between those two, and we see him in this movie act the way that he does, but he's very strategic when he actually fought two of those henchmen.
I thought that's another thing that I thought was really cool. That fight with when him and Todoroki teamed up, and he was like, and he used his sweat and put his sweat on the guy. And Todoroki blew the guy up with his fire. I was like, yeah, teamwork.
Yeah, and Bakugo does know the value of teamwork when it actually.
I was like, oh, that's very subtle. I'm very glad that Bakugo, he knows. It's like, okay, it's smarter for me to be a team player here, so I'm going to be a team player. Because Bakugo, that's the thing about Bakugo. Bakugo is not that guy who, just because he doesn't like working with other people, doesn't mean he can't work with other people. Endeavor is one of those people that can't work with other people.
Yeah, and the thing that I kind of appreciate with Bakugo as a character, he's just someone who kind of took a different aspect of All Might's perspective as a hero to a different degree.
Yeah, and that's what makes him so great. He's like, I mean, I know like Bakugo, Todoroki, and Deku are the three main characters of My Hero Academia, but like those are my three favorite characters. Todoroki being my favorite. Todoroki being my favorite, then Bakugo being my second favorite, Deku being my... No, Deku's probably in the top 5, but Deku's not in the top 3. Number 3 is Yaoyoro, too.
With these three characters, I can see them as they get older and actually become pro heroes in their own right. They would be like the top 3 heroes.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be top 3 heroes because we already know for a fact because the narrator Deku is number 1, because he said this is the story of how I became the greatest hero. So we know, spoiler alert, Deku does eventually get there. So
And so
Deku's
the way I see it, with Bakugo, Todoroki, and Midoriya, their initial character dynamics, especially between Midoriya and Bakugo, they looked up to the same person, and this is what I really admire when Jeff
yeah,
said that Bakugo,
all three of them did too, because Todoroki also looked up to All Might when he was very young.
yeah.
Prior
So
to the
when you have someone who, like Jay, I think you can agree with me when I say this. We have heroes that we look up to,
Yep.
people that we aspire to be. I mean, one example for myself is that I look up to Captain America because I admire the philosophy he had on the perspective of the country he protects, or how he views the country.
Exactly.
And that's how exactly I view the nation. Not
And and then like you know, you want to bring out heroes we idolize. Spider-Man is someone that I always idolize because like he's always in a tight spot. Like like growing up, he was in a tight spot financially. You know, he wasn't that good at talking. He wasn't that good with talking to girls. But eventually, when he got bolder, he got more confident. All he needed was some confidence, and he's able to turn his life around. And you know that helped kind of inspire me to kind of like embrace a more bold personality, because you know that I feel like that tends to get you places.
Yeah, exactly. And so the point I'm trying to make here is that with Bakugo and Midoriya, especially during their second fight in season 3, they just basically had the ideals of All Might, but they saw it in different perspectives.
Yeah, they have two different ends of it. Yeah.
Bakugo saw it as a hero that never loses, whereas Midoriya saw it as a hero that always smiles.
And a hero that saves everyone.
Good, but in a way, they're bad.
Yeah, because Deku sees All Might as a hero who smiles and saves everyone. You know, and Bakugo sees it as a hero that never loses. And Bakugo has been brought up by society to think that he's so great. And then, in his entire life, Deku has been a lesser person. And so the fact that all of a sudden Deku becomes better or is starting to catch up to him, it fucks with his whole world.
Yep, and especially and speaking of things that fuck with your whole world, when you have, like with Deku, especially in this movie, when you kind of see, it's more or less fucking with your world. Instead of Deku, it's All Might who basically is faced with a situation where he can't step out of his muscle form.
Yep.
While he's in prison, and then you have him basically being faced with his best friend from America basically working for his greatest enemy, unbeknownst to his friend. It really fucks with him because that's another thing that I like about All for One as a villain, or not All for One, One for All as a I was right. All for One as a villain is that he does things just purposely to fuck with All Might. He wanted to corrupt All Might's best friend and make All Might watch it happen, and that's just like, ooh, that's another level of hurt. I love that. We know that All for One's whole motivation with fucking with All Might was that he killed
Nana Shimura.
One for All, and manipulated and corrupted her grandson to become a villain.
Yep.
All these revelations on top of the revelation that his All Might's best friend from America did something villainous.
Yeah, no, that actually makes the Shigaraki reveal even more impactful. Because think about it, if we go by the timeline, this happened. All for One tried to corrupt his best friend, and then just a few weeks later, or maybe like a month or so later, he finds out that he corrupted the grandson of his master.
Yeah, and that's powerful when you really think about it.
That's really, really messed up. Like, dang. So let's get back to talking about Melissa really quick. Yeah, I love Melissa as a character, and I would really, really like to see Melissa incorporated into the manga and or anime.
Yeah,
because
I completely agree with you. I would really love it, like in like
yeah.
the next chapters of the manga, for her to be just acclimated in, because I'm sure Horikoshi loved writing creating these characters for the movie, and then
Yeah, and then writing the screenplay and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, I would love it to actually see Melissa
because
come to.
because I think it would be really cool. You know, there are some people that ship them, but I honestly think they'd just be good friends. But I think it'd be awesome if, just like how All Might had David when All Might went to America, maybe Melissa goes to Japan to help be Deku's support chick.
Yeah, that'd
And
be.
build his support supplies. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love Hatsume. Hatsume is awesome.
Yeah, she's
Um,
great. But when you have two characters essentially fulfilling the same role, which one you would want to take? The quirkless blonde, who is a couple years older than our protagonist, or a girl around the same age, maybe a year or so older, with a quirk, and
uh,
just a very eccentric person, has a very eccentric personality,
and it's always blowing shit up and setting things on fire.
but who is a genius when it comes to building support items.
And I love her like outside of the box thinking. I mean, Melissa does it too. I also love that Melissa's like her Chekhov's gauntlet. Her you
Yeah,
know,
the gauntlet.
yeah, it can only use 3 times. I was like, there it is. I like that's why he doesn't have it.
Yeah, then that would have been awesome to actually see that incorporated. And now that I think about it, and plus, oh, the thing that I would always appreciate with this film is just the voice acting in this film was stellar.
The voice acting is always great from the dub. The Funimation
Especially
cast.
Erica Mendez, who voices Melissa. She
Yeah,
did no job.
she really brings it. Of course, you know this is weird. I prefer Bakugo's dub voice. I love Bakugo's dub voice, even though his sub voice is amazing too. I just love whenever I hear him say, "You damn nerd!" Like
Yeah, well, when you get very talented voice actors to,
yeah.
regardless if it's dubbed or subbed, it's going to be spectacular, especially when it's in tandem with the music
Yeah.
and
I don't know about you, Tony, but I prefer when Bakugo says "icy hot bastard" in the dub to when he says "half and half bastard" in the sub.
yeah, I like the ice. I love the icy hot joke.
Yeah, icy hot's better than half and half, in my opinion.
Yeah, but still, you take what you will. But
Oh yeah, no, but yeah, as you were saying, voice acting is phenomenal as per usual with the Funimation dub.
yeah, and sometimes when you get a movie like this, especially with limited screenings. And speaking of that, let's talk about more so about our experience viewing the film as a whole. Then we can get to the season 3 stuff that you missed out
Okay,
with us.
so the viewing experience, I gotta tell you, man. Okay, so I talked a little bit about Tony with this off camera, but as fun as it was also annoying as hell because in my particular theater, like we were sitting in the row. You know, I was obviously in the handicap seat, and like the row behind us was nothing but fangirls, like little teenage fangirls, and every time a character showed up or something happened, you would just hear, ah! Ah! Like I'm at a fucking One Direction concert or something. Like I was about to turn around and say, "Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitches." Just like, yo, calm down. Yeah, it's Todoroki. He's cool. I like him too. He's my favorite character, but you don't see me like yelling every time he shows up. Of course, it's a My Hero Academia movie. Of course, there's gonna be Todoroki. Shut up. I get it.
I'm pretty sure that they got excited when they saw a partially shirtless Todoroki.
Yep. Yeah, there was. I was almost deafened there. Like Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, but overall, it was a fun experience. I watched it with a buddy, and we had a blast.
Oh, but my story is by far going to be the most entertaining because
Okay. I'm in.
this was a long ass battle for me to actually have this happen. Unlike, I live in a town that's close to Salem since I live in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And the only Salem showing was down Lancaster Drive, which is in a good portion of Salem, like the more central part of Salem, not downtown, but that's kind of the main street, so to speak.
Okay.
And it was only one showing at 12:45 in the afternoon, technically a matinee. And when the initial screenings came out, I was hype. Jay knows how hype I was.
Yeah, yes, he was. He was indeed. He was getting real hyped
And
in our
then
Discord.
Saturday
In our
came,
Discord.
because that was the only day for the showing. I asked my sister to give me a ride since I don't drive. I mostly bike. And I fell asleep. Because working graveyard and wanting to see a movie, it's a fucking bitch.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, I fell asleep when when the movie was going. Like, I was at home and I woke up at about 1:15 in the afternoon. I'm like, God fucking damn it. So when I looked on Anime News Network and saw that they were extending showings, I'm like, please, Lord, help me. Help me. And it turns out the Salem showing was available to me. I'm like, fuck yes, I am getting this. I'm going to do this by any means necessary. I even conscribed Jay and our friend Alec to keep my dumb ass awake.
Yep. And I tried, but then I eventually fell asleep.
Yeah.
But thankfully it worked though.
Yeah, but with my theater experience, there were no screaming fangirls or whatnot. I just sat and close to the middle, mostly on the left-hand side. And so I just enjoyed this experience with nothing but great animation. The music was spectacular. The only thing that I will mention about like sitting to see this movie was that I missed a little bit of it, and I saw the Dragon Ball Super movie trailer for Brawly.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one too.
Hopefully, it's not ass. So the thing that I like to point out, because this is more like an anecdote than just anything that had to do with the movie whatsoever with my viewing experience. One of the audience members was wearing a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure shirt.
Awesome.
And I'm like, he was the greasiest looking dude I have ever met. I'm like, oh God. He was even wearing Crocs too.
Oh no.
I'm like, bro, you bring shame to society. I'm sorry.
Oh no, not why you gotta wear a JoJo shirt, man? That's poor representation of the JoJo fandom.
No, but which, speaking of the JoJo fandom, that Saturday, so this past Saturday, before I saw the movie, I decided to keep myself awake. I was going to watch at least 2 different anime, and one of them was JoJo Part 5, Vento Areo's first episode, which came out.
Oh yeah, Gold Lunchbox.
That was good. That was fucking great.
Part 5's anime looks real nice. It's starting off real nicely. I like it.
It was fucking brilliant. But the point, yeah, because I just found it funny. I'm like, I just watched JoJo not too long ago. It's
yeah.
And then here in also the last part of this to kind of tail in that story.
Mm-hmm.
For being awake since I got off of work and then watching a movie for about an hour and a half, and I got home at around 3, conked out.
Yep.
I fell asleep like a fucking newborn. It was brilliant.
Nice. Yeah, so so now we can talk about, now that we finished kind of talking about the movie, let's talk about some season 3 thoughts. Since I didn't get to give mine. Overall, I really liked this season. It had some of my favorite moments in it from the from the Bakugo rescue, the hideout raid. There's of course the training camp. There's the Deku Bakugo fight, which is one of my top 5 favorite fights with my hero. Two of my other ones come in the next.
Fucking season 4.
So
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
I'm really excited. I'm not gonna say what they are because I don't want to spoil any possible anime onlys that are watching this. But yeah, I really enjoyed this season. Very well done. It had a lot of peaks and valleys, but when the highs happened, they were real high.
Oh,
Um,
definitely. Especially when you have like big fights like Deku versus Muscular, All Might versus
and also,
one.
yeah, All Might versus All for All Might versus one for All for One was awesome. That probably one is one of my other favorite ones too. So
And also the provisional license exam arc. That was fun.
oh yeah, we got fucking Inasa, aka Mr. JoJo, or fucking he was pretty much Jotaro with the fucking hat and everything.
Yeah, this is a man whom I just appreciate that he exists in this world as kind of like a suit, like a kind of a foil for Todoroki in a way.
Yeah, and I love that he's a tsundere for Todoroki. He's just like, Todoroki, thank you for helping me in this exam. I promise to pass this, but I still don't like you. Bye.
And then fucking like the end of this season with the more brilliant introduction to the main villain of season 4, fucking Chisaki, aka Overhaul.
Oh, Overhaul, which is like, oh man, dude. Okay, so heads up for anime only, no spoilers, but I will tell you, currently the Overhaul arc is the longest the longest arc in the manga to date. So
Yeah.
instead of 2 cores having 2 separate storylines, we're likely just gonna have 24 episodes of Overhaul arc.
Oh yeah, and Jordan and I pretty much talked about this because you know me, Jay. I don't give a fuck when it comes to spoiling things for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just that type of person, as
But
you guys
man,
should know.
Overhaul, man, so high.
Like, let me explain to you the reasons why we love this villain. First of all,
he looks
this
cool as
man
fuck.
is basically a reverse Buddha who takes the ideals of Buddhism and warps it to his own ideals. That's number one. Jay, what's the second thing?
He looks cool as fuck. Because he has the plague doctor mask and he has just that jacket. It's just, or I guess more of a coat, but it's cool. It's real cool.
Number 3 is the fact that his quirk is fucking.
It's so badass. So you thought Shigaraki's quirk was cool, where he can like decay stuff? Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
No, it's cute. But when you get Chisaki's quirk, which can basically heal
deconstruction. Deconstruction, I believe, is what it's what the Overhaul quirk does, and it's
basically can reconstruct any, like, it can be the most, like, there's this video talking about Chisaki, which I should probably show to you, Jay, because I think you would really appreciate this too. There's a YouTube channel called Many Not the Bad Guy who does videos called The Beauty Of, where he mostly talks about JoJo characters, My Hero characters, and Hunter x Hunter characters in these segments. And his Chisaki, really exploring what makes this character work and finding the beauty within this character. Essentially, like, where he get, like, the meaning behind his what his quirk does, his motivations throughout the entirety of his arc. And the fact that he is a perfect, like, Chisaki, because as we all know, Horikoshi is a big fan of Western comics and manga.
Yeah, and Chisaki is essentially Owen Reese, the Molecule Man.
No, and also he's actually a perfect representation of what it means to be a modern Japanese villain.
Huh, interesting.
Let's think about it. In his base form, he's a Yakuza individual. He has a Yakuza background, which most guys in his with his personality type and his role would be like principal villains, and then you have one form because, of course, in shonen tropes, you have the villain that has multiple forms.
Yep.
And then you have the first form that he transforms into, it's stronger and it's pretty powerful, and then the final form, he becomes a fucking kaiju.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the
anime onlys to spoil that for you, because that will be coming up later. But look out for this form and how he does it. It's fucking nuts.
Yep. And since we're already spoiling anime onlys, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Kirishima has his best fight ever in this arc.
I totally agree with you. He actually unleashes this badass technique. What is it called again?
Unstoppable Red Riot!
Fuck yes. And then you get to see the introduction of another character who is the former sidekick for All Might, Sir Night-Eye.
Yep, Sir Night-Eye, who is awesome.
Yeah, this dude is a lanky motherfucker, but he is like...
And also, you get to meet one of the most adorable and precious characters in all of My Hero, in Eri. Eri is just so freaking sweet and precious.
Yeah, she is precious, and she has one of the most deadly quirks ever.
She has a broken ass quirk.
Yeah, where she get made? Like, okay, so anime onlys. If you don't want to hear this,
just leave, please. We're going into full on spoilers. We don't care no more.
Like I don't care no more. Most people don't care anymore. Jay doesn't care anymore. Let's just get into this nonsense.
Yeah. So Eri, yeah.
This quirk is fucking bonkers. It's essentially regression. It's not regression in the sense that she turns things back to its original state, and even further than its original state. She basically evaporated her father out of existence. That man is officially a sperm.
Yep. Like if she but in controlled instances, like how she used it in Deku's fight with Overhaul, Deku was able to basically go in with zero consequences.
Yep, that much is true. It's just she has one of the most dangerous quirks that could also be one of the most potentially useful quirks in the world. This is why
especially for
Shisaki and Eri are very similar in that sense. Shisaki has a quirk that can heal people, but it causes immense pain to the person that would be benefiting from the healing.
Yep.
Because Shisaki, all he sees is pain and suffering, especially with the outbreak of quirks, which he believes is nothing more than a disease, a plague spread by rats.
Which is why he creates the quirk destroying bullets.
And
let's just take a moment of silence for my man Melio real quick, cause
Tintin motherfucker.
Togata Melio, my man, he loses his quirk.
Yeah, that smile is fucking dead.
So there's a contingent of anime fans that want Deku to pass his one for all to Melio, and you know what? I don't see it happening, but I would totally be fine with it.
Yeah, and plus, since he was going to be the initial successor for One for All, like he was the guy that All Might had in mind to inherit the quirk.
Yep.
And using One for All on top of his own quirk would have been fucking nuts,
right? Just bouncing out of objects and punching people, like, yo.
Yeah.
Also, I love that he uses Kitty's powers, but with the actual realistic drawbacks that Kitty's powers should have. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm a dude and I want to see Kitty naked or anything. I don't understand how Kitty's clothes stay on Kitty when Kitty phases through stuff. Because technically,
these are things that We always wonder as comic book fans.
Yeah, that's what I wondered about. But then, like Medio, when he phases through stuff, his clothes are gone and he's ass naked. And Jiro was like, "Yo, there's a dick in my face. Ew, there's a dick in my
No,
face."
she's not like, "You dick in my face." I'm like, "Oh my god, dick in my face." I'm sure Jiro likes it. I know she does.
Well, I know, yeah, no, but like, not like ew, dick in my face. Like I don't like men, but like ew, there's a dick in my face. Why is there a dick in my face? Like, that was one of the funniest moments because like Medio just popped back up ass naked right in front of Jiro.
Yeah, it is like,
and poor Jiro is traumatized. She's just like, what is happening?
and I mean, I gotta laugh because Jay, what was your reaction to actually seeing Mirio fighting off against all of Class 1A?
That was amazing.
From manga panels to like anime.
That was. Let's see, and here's the thing that anime will always have over manga. Anime can actually do choreography. Manga panels, they have placement and they can convey action, but but animation can do actual detailed choreography, which was what this fight, why it was so awesome.
Oh yeah, because
especially when Deku was like, okay, so he's gonna do this, so he's gonna appear from here, and Emilio was like, that's smart, but I can still phase through your hand.
Yeah, and plus this man, yeah, he trained himself to use his quirk so well that he can pull off nonsense.
And that has to be terrifying. When he uses his quirk, he can't see or breathe. So if you think about it, during that time when he was walking up to them, he was calculating where he would bounce off of, where he would enter, and where he would exit. Like, that's some genius. Like,
yeah, and that's some skill to use his quirk just like that.
Which is why I think even though Izuku is going to, even though it's a long way away from Izuku passing on All for One, if they cannot find a way to reverse the quirk destroying bullets, I believe Medio should be a top candidate.
And I agree with you there. But also,
like, he's just great. I love all three of the big three. Like,
it's really disappointing. I was really looking forward to seeing Amajiki's quirk in action.
Yeah, Amajiki, yeah, his quirk is dope. But we'll see his quirk soon. It's also super. I would love to see. I want to see what he eats. Like, what do you eat to prepare yourself? Like, do you stick with squid? Do you get power? Does his power work with chicken? What do you get from chicken?
No, he did it with chicken before. He just gets like talons.
Ah, he gets the chicken talons. Okay. I was I couldn't remember what he got from chicken.
I'm trying to explain this, Jay, since I pretty much explained like the beauty of fucking Overhaul.
Yep.
You explain what we love about this particular quirk from this big three member.
It's because okay, so let me Amajiki's quirk. I forget what his first name is, but I know his last name is Amajiki. Okay, yeah, Tamaki Amajiki. Yeah, Tamaki Amajiki. Midio's best friend, Sun Eater. His quirk is called. I believe his quirk is also called Sun Eater, or
something related to that. But essentially,
yeah, whatever he eats, he basically whatever he eats, as long as it stays in his digestive system, he can access that food source as a power. And in the manga, he's eaten crystals and gotten like a temporary like crystal weapons and stuff. Obviously it has to be something he can digest, so he can't just eat lead and be like, I'm made of lead now. Because obviously lead is poisonous. So like, but he's trained his quirk and trained his body to have a super strong digestive system where he can make it food last for long periods of time. But it's really cool because he can make like amalgams of different things. He's essentially a food-based chimera.
which is the most hilarious shit on the planet. Because all that, you know, what's really funny?
Yeah,
What
what?
Maki's quirk kind of reminds me of, just
What?
unknowingly. Do you remember watching on Saturday mornings, Jay, a dubbed anime for on like Fox Kids or like Kids WB or whatnot called Fighting Foodons?
Oh snap, dude! I forgot about it until you mentioned the name, but now I see it in my head. Yep.
Yeah. So Tamaki's quirk kind of reminds me of that.
Nice. Yeah, probably my favorite member of the big three besides Medio though is Najire. Um,
Oh, this
because
girl.
Najire-chan, her power is called Vitality. Her quirk is called Vitality. And basically she can turn her life force into energy. But what I love about Najire is that she's so inquisitive. She's asking everybody all these questions that I've always wanted to know answers to. Like, hey, Shoji, why are you wearing the mask? Is there something up with your face? And he was about to answer, and then she just moves on to the next person. And I'm just like, I want to know all these answers. Let her. Why aren't you answering her question? Answer the question first, and then move on.
No, but with her being the perpetual airhead, it's just
It's adorable.
yeah,
It's adorable.
sweet and innocent too. It's fucking hilarious. And then, oh god, the pro heroes we meet in this arc for season 4, it's got to be some of the funniest looking motherfuckers I've ever seen.
Yep. Yep. Although we get introduced later on in the manga, like it wasn't recently, it's relatively recently when we saw the new top 10 list. There are some interesting heroes. Like somehow the laundry hero Wash made it into the top 10.
I don't know why that fucker got through, but
Yeah,
fuck you, dude. Good.
that's interesting. Yep, I was just like, all right, I guess doing laundry is a very, very powerful power.
I guess, but
Okay.
dude. Okay, Jay. I want your thoughts on like Chisaki's introduction in the last episode of season 3.
I really enjoyed it because I love just him walking into the League of Villains being just totally unimpressed. Just like, I guess.
Yeah, and his voice in the sub version fit perfectly.
It's so yeah, like it's exactly how I imagined it. It's deep and menacing. I'm just like yes, but it's not like all for one deep, but it's like it's still deep enough where it's just like whoa.
It definitely sounds like someone who is part of the Yakuza.
Oh yeah. You know what's funny? After after what we watched Hinamatsuri, I looked back at the Chisake arc and I'm just like could you imagine? It was like
no. Oh god. That would have been a
man.
fucking nightmare.
Oh man, if instead of Nita it was Chisake that Hina landed on his doorstep.
Oh god. Oh god. That would be fucking horrible.
Oh man. But yeah. So yeah, those are basically my thoughts on season 3. Very solid. I loved a lot of the stuff with I'm glad they got into the stuff with the big 3. It ended in a very weird place. They were just like, yeah, we're gonna show you Chisake. Bye, see you in season 4. Like anime onlys must be so pissed. Like, wait, what?
No. I'm sure that they're trying to protect us from like the rampant death that's about to happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of
that. For anime onlys, I'm going to say this one more time. You're not going to be ready for shit to go down like this. You are not
at all. And I know I've consistently said that since the training camp arc that you're not ready for about what's to come. This is what I was talking about. I wasn't even talking about All for One. I wasn't talking about like the Bakugo retrieval. I wasn't talking about provisional license exam. I was talking about this.
Yeah, it's going to blow your minds. You're going to like cry tears because you're going to have a character actually die on screen.
Which is crazy, cause it's just like, yo, like you never thought they would go there, but they went there, and it's just like, damn.
Now, to be fair,
Damn.
Horikoshi went there first in the written and panel form.
No, that's what I'm saying. In the manga, when you're reading it, it's just like, you didn't think they would go. He'd actually go there, and it's just like, he went there. Holy
He
shit!
was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we see that animated, oh Lord Jesus, you're not going to be ready. Jordan's not going to be ready for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh,
you already
definitely
know
not.
how powerful Sake's quirk is.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, I feel like we've said enough that we've said everything that has to be said.
I definitely agree with you there, Jay. So this concludes part 1 of Weeb Warriors 20th episode. I like to thank Jay for joining me in our whole My Hero discussion with the whole movie coming. Well, with the movie being out, well, it's not in theaters anymore. But hey, it was a great time. I actually got to
definitely
talk My Hero with one of my closest friends and one of the people who actually brought me back into doing YouTube again.
I do that a lot with a lot of my friends that used to do YouTube. I'm like, you should do it again. It's still fun. I enjoy it still. And if you guys want more of My Hero content, I do plenty of it over on my channel. And on my group channel with our buddy Craig, I'm going to soon be doing a character analysis on Katsuki Bakugo, where I go into more detail, kind of similar to what we were doing earlier, talking about why I love Bakugo and what is so amazing about his character. So definitely look forward to that.
And plus, I hope that some of you actually will see this first half will join me and Jordan with our reviews for fall 2018. Whereas we're going to have a very interesting selection for the season because we only picked shows that we actually found some interest in.
So what's the lineup? What is the lineup?
Well, so far for sure, we're doing an isekai anime where the main character is reincarnated as slime.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way Jordan sold this to me, which I'm about to watch those 2 episodes right now because I have Crunchyroll on my PS3, and I'm about to watch it. Jordan knows my weakness. He basically described to me that our main character meets a dragon that's also a tsundere.
Dragon tsundere! I'm sold. Dragon tsundere.
I'm like, God fucking damn it. Why do you give me this nonsense? So we have that. And then we have Goblin Slayer.
Interesting.
Jay?
I've heard Goblin Slayer is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's legit. And it's fucking horrible. Well, it's fucking great, but there's fucking brutal shit that goes down. Because this is an adaptation of a seinen manga where in the first chapter, you get to see... Well, we'll talk about this in the review proper, but I'm explaining this to Jay and anyone in the audience that's partly interested. You get to see a dude just beaten and chopped to death, and you see goblins raping women.
Ooh.
And you see this badass look motherfucker called Goblin Slayer annihilating goblins.
That's pretty heavy. So it's like Berserk with goblins.
Essentially. Yeah, it's nothing but murder and nonsense, and it's fucking great.
Then, yeah, I'm going to definitely watch Goblin Slayer soon.
Oh, no, it's a go up Jordan and myself's alley. Mostly,
mine as well. Again, due to time constraints, I can't join you guys for regular episodes, and that's unfortunate. But definitely, I'll try and come on for season wrap stuff.
Yeah, and if you can't, that's perfectly fine.
And this show in particular, this show in particular, I promise I will try and binge watch, or at least keep up week to week, and then watch it. And when the season's over, we can all talk about the whole season.
Yeah, and in the one show that hopefully is added on the list because I saw this and I thought it was fucking hysterical. It's called Zombie Girl Saga, which essentially, okay, the way I explained it to Jay and all of our other friends who are somewhat connected tangentially to Weeb Warriors, I explained it to them like this. The first scene in this anime, you get to see a cute anime girl, has a bunch of paperwork, she's going to become an idol, it's 2008, she's happy, she's running out the door, and she gets hit by a truck.
Ooh.
And 10 years later, she wakes up in this creepy-ass mansion where she runs into, you guess it, zombies. But not just any zombies, mind you. The zombies of idols.
Okay, not watching that one.
No. Let me finish here, Jay. And the whole purpose of them being reanimated, because number one, our POV character finds out she's a zombie with a big-ass scar on her face, seeing where the truck hit her and cracked open her head.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is the most eccentric motherfucker I've ever seen. He has a zombie dog that he feeds squid jerky to, and the only way to shut these zombie girls up is through squid jerky.
Alright, squid jerky.
And his whole purpose in the first episode is to, like, reignite the humanity within these other female characters that are, like, legendary individuals, might I add. And the one way he thought about going about it was just sending them to a metal concert where they are like the headliners. Like they're one of the acts. And every time they play fucking heavy metal music, they're like headbanging so hard where their necks actually
Their heads fall off? Do their heads fall off?
No, they just crack their necks as they headbang. They actually like bow as they headbang.
Nice.
And at the end of it, when everything is all said and done and people remember what the fuck happened, like at the end of that concert, their set, the zombie girls pretty much attack people. And little flashback tidbits. It's fucking great.
Interesting.
No, yeah, Jay, this isn't like any idol show that you will come across.
Okay, as long as it's just not a bunch of like robot doll looking.
No, these are zombies trying to save the Saga Prefecture from destruction, apparently. This is a show of nonsense. And I love it.
I'm cool. I'll try it. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, just give the first episode a shot. Hopefully we will review it. Because I'm still waiting on Jordan to respond to me about that question in particular, because he said he was going to check it out. But, like I said, check Jay's channel out. You know how to find it. Follow him on his social media outlets.
Thank you. All the same, just Mr. J's Reviews.
And make sure to check out part 2 where we're doing the season review. And I hope of all hopes, that you enjoy our 20th episode special. I'm just surprised that I actually got to a show that lasted 20 anything that I have made personally that lasted over to 20 episodes. I'm actually
and also don't forget and don't forget to California smash that like button.
That much is true. And even though we are from different states, we are brothers, we are two heroes in arms, just making great content, even though we think we can make better content.
Well, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you later. Peace.
Later, guys.